Hello, Ferris. This is Devin Anderson, and welcome to the Torchcast for Wednesday. What day is today? Oh, no. Wednesday, November 25th, 2015. My guest today is Siyong Z. Lee. Z. He's probably the only person on this campus that can just go by one letter, and he does so with pride and with conviction. Go Z. I'm going to talk to Z in just a minute. But first, you should probably know people are fighting over who the ugliest man in Zimbabwe is. Yeah. Vice reports last Friday, 200 spectators gathered in Zimbabwe to crown the winner of the nation's 4th annual Mr. Ugly pageant. The victor, Mason Sear, an unemployed 42-year-old sporting a handful of crooked teeth and torn overalls, beat out 36 competitors over 2 rounds of competition for a $500 cash prize. Now that sounds like something for Ferris's campus. A Mr. Ugly competition. I'm signing up. Back at Ferris, those accustomed to the look of Ferris.edu were in for a surprise last week when Ferris launched a bold, streamlined new web design. Yes, the home financial aid pages and admissions pages are completely new now, completely redesigned with the effort on Ferris's part to become more of a recruiter. So there are facts and figures right on the front page that would seem easier to navigate for prospective students. Ted Halm, who helped launch the site, describes Ferris's old website as a glorified file cabinet, which hosted more than 300,000 files. Now, while they're still trying to finish the site, it's at about 10% completion. Ferris.edu will also be mobile friendly, so it will fit to any screen as you pinch to zoom. And it will be ADA compliant, which means the blind, for example, could use assistive technology to have the website read to them. So there is no Torch this week. We didn't have a paper, but I can tell you for a fact, lots has been going on, especially with sports. So go ahead and check that out at fsutorch.com. All right, everyone, welcome to Torch Gyms. Can I get a round of applause? Right now, along with my voice, you're hearing Evan Paskowski slap, tapping his guitar. He came to the Torch office and made beautiful music for our Torch Jams series, which you can find on our YouTube page and at fsutorch.com. We had Beach Thief come in and play a couple weeks ago, and then the U.S.-Korea Free Trade Agreement, which is Evan and Z, last week. They played some hilarious and some beautiful music. You can find that very soon, if not already when you're hearing this. So go check that out. That's Evan. And my guest today on the Torchcast is Siyong Lee, who also goes by the name Z, just to make that simple for everyone. He is Korean, but he's lived in Germany, in Korea, in Michigan, in Nashville, in Las Vegas. He's done all this cool stuff, and he's here at Ferris. He's the beatboxing bass player component of the FTA. If you've not seen them live, go find a chance to do so. They're wonderful. Z is also a music industry management and accounting double major. Also, other than my roommate freshman year, I believe Z is the first person I met when I came to Ferris. We were at Meyer Madness, and we just bumped into each other and introduced, and I think we talked about healthcare, which is odd, but yeah. So Z has always been awesome and cool. Here's a little bit more of Evan doing his slap, tappy, tap, and then we'll hear Z.
It's Z.
That's awesome, man. How did you learn to beatbox?
So I started. I was in middle school. I think I was in 7th grade or 8th grade. My buddy, he was a cool dude, but he wasn't that much of a popular guy. And one day, he just stood in front of class because that classroom had a microphone. So he just went up to the classroom during break, and he just grabbed that microphone and started beatboxing. I thought it was the coolest thing ever, and everyone loved it. So, I kind of asked him to be my sensei, and from that point, I really gotten into it, and I kind of taught myself, to this point. So yeah, that's how I started.
All right, and where was that classroom?
It was back in Korea.
So you're from Korea.
Yes, I am from South Korea. Yes.
And so when did you move to America?
I didn't move technically. I'm just staying. I
Okay.
was an exchange student in high school, starting from 2009. Ever since then, I decided to stay. I switched my visa and all my, immigration documents, and I ended up at Ferris.
Cool. And how are you liking it at Ferris?
I really do like it. I kind of felt skeptical in the beginning since it's in a really, small town and everything. But I just kind of fell in love, throughout all these years, because it's got the small community vibe to it. And I'm not surrounded by a bunch of entertainment sources, so I don't get distracted from my schoolwork. But at the same time, there are a lot of stuff to do. Socially as well, so I just like being at Ferris. I do.
How big of a place is it that you're from?
My city is called Gwangju. That's where the car company Kia's headquarters is located.
Oh, okay.
So it is a really big city, and I like to compare it to Detroit from time to time. It's one of the biggest cities in South Korea. Yes.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
And did you enjoy yourself there?
I mean, every country has its pros and cons. I do prefer staying in the States over South Korea. It's a really crowded country. It's our land is much smaller than Michigan, and we hold 50 million population. So that's pretty crazy. All the buildings got to be vertical. So yeah, it was a shocker definitely when I first came to the States, because I just had this very vague expectation of it.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, I just kind of went with it. I thought I landed in a different planet at first, but throughout all these years, I just kind of got used to it, and I can definitely say I like to stay in the States more than in South Korea.
Have you traveled much in the U.S.?
I have been to New York City in 2009 winter. I've lived in Vegas for a summer. It was earlier in 2009 also. I've been to. I just did my internship in Nashville, Tennessee.
Tell me about that.
It was pretty cool. I definitely learned a lot. I've never lived in a southern state except for Nevada. Las Vegas, it's more of a desert side. So I was expecting something totally different in Tennessee. And it was definitely different. It was still much hotter, much lots of humidity going on, and different culture than Michigan for sure, and how people speak and everything. It was definitely different, and I don't know. While I was staying down there, I kind of missed Michigan, because that's my brought up in America.
Yeah.
That's my bring up.
So do you want to stay in Michigan then?
Yes. As far as I know, if I do get a job, if I do get an opportunity to stay, I would definitely look into Michigan for sure.
Okay, and you're a music industry management and accounting student. What kind of job are you looking for?
At this point, I'm gonna take whatever I can. Well, I'm doing my last internship at Gallup Guitars. It's in Big Rapids. It's about 10 minutes south from our Ferris campus, and it's a guitar building school. And I'm doing the 2 months program where I'll be learning how to build guitars and repair guitars and all that good stuff. So I want to do something utilizing that guitar tech certificate.
Okay.
So everything is fresh in my head and stuff like that right away after I graduate. Finish Gallup Guitars. Yes.
I think it's interesting that Gallup exists. Not a lot of people know about it, but a world-class guitar building school is down the road. Mm-hmm. And so could you see yourself being on tour with a band doing technical work or somewhere in there?
I would love to utilize my skills as much as I can. I didn't pay 40-50 grand for my education for nothing. I want to utilize those skills that I've learned from college as much as I can. So like I said, I'm pretty much open to anything, and just gotta build it up from there. I'm trying to take it step by step.
Okay. And you're also a member of Ferris's premier rap comedy semi-acoustic. Did I get that? How is it? How do you say it?
It's actually an Evan thing. Evan is my bandmate. He says it right. I don't know. He's always the one that introduces us to the crowd. So I think it was like semi-acoustic rap duo. That's what it was. I think. But I'm not completely sure. But yeah, Evan and I, we're a two-piece duo band. We do some cool covers like Kanye West. I don't know, the Pina Colada song, we play that too.
That's awesome. But it's cool how you guys work. It's just the two of you, but you use a looping station to, it usually starts with like a beat from you, like you just did, and then you'll build it up to a full song, and then you'll both like rap over it.
Yeah. It's pretty interesting. Evan has his own loop station, and I've one myself too. And I actually did see Evan like way earlier. During my probably my very first year at Ferris, and I saw Evan playing solo at Big B Coffee for FSU Unplugged. It's not a thing anymore, but it's a acoustic set, coffee shop set. And Evan was playing solo, and he had that loop pedal, and I didn't know what that was in the beginning. And I kind of checked it out. I was like, "Hey, what is the pedal that you're using?" And he showed it to me. I did kind of my research. I went on and bought the model that was a level higher than his, so it was more versatile. And I showed it to Evan, and we kind of clicked there. And we just started to jam together, and that's how the U.S.-Korea Free Trade Agreement was formed.
And all that time, you're learning how to play bass too, right? That's kind of a thing you recently picked up, isn't it?
Yeah, I started playing bass about a little more than 2 years ago. I'm still working on it. It's my musical instrument I prefer these days to play. But yeah, I do play a little bass for the FTA, and I do mostly beatboxing, and bass is just to have richer sound to our set. That's for sure.
All right. So what's in store for you over the Thanksgiving break?
During Thanksgiving break, I think I'm gonna stick around in town, get a lot of projects done, so I don't have to worry about it for the rest of the semester. I think I may. I kind of got invited to a Thanksgiving dinner on Thursday, I believe, but I'm not sure. I kind of have to follow up on that. Yeah, I'm gonna see if I do get to be invited to a dinner, and I'm gonna do a lot of homework. And since I haven't seen any of the Star Wars movies, it's in my list.
All right. Wow.
Yeah, it's in my list to do over this break. I'm gonna go to Family Videos and just rent all the Star Wars movies and see where it goes.
Nice. So to close us out, the other night you told us at the Torch a story about when you showed up here.
Yeah.
Can you retell that?
Yeah, for sure. So on Sunday morning, I came to the Rock to work. I had a shift in the dish room, and before I work, I always enjoy my morning coffee. And I started my shift at 7 o'clock, so I had to wake up around 5 a.m. or something like that to be able to enjoy my coffee completely before I go to work. So I did that. I drank my coffee, and when I drink my coffee, it signals my stomach to go to the bathroom.
Of course.
So I was just doing my thing out here, doing my work, and then I got the signal, so I just went to the bathroom that's right next to the soda fountain and everything. So I went in there, and I grabbed the toilet to sit on, and I started doing my thing, and I've detected that I have a neighbor about 2 toilets down, and I felt like he's been there for a while. But it's nothing to worry about. So I just kept doing my thing, giving my stomach a lot of pressure to get it out. And then all of a sudden I started hearing some heavy breathing, and 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 a consistent beat, and it sounded like a hand making contact with a pair of jeans, and so it kept going on for about 2 to 3 minutes, and the heavy breathing and the beat gradually escalated over time. So I was thinking, what could that be? What could that be at 8 o'clock in the morning? I took a snap out of it, and it was like exactly 8:03 in the morning, and yeah, I was just kind of dumbfounded. It's like, man, somebody decide when the person could have slept in easily or have any other options to go on with his life. He chose to come to the Rock, a public bathroom, to sit on the toilet and start. So yeah, I'm to this day I'm just still kind of like overwhelmed by the fact that somebody would choose to do that. Yes, but that's my story.
That's awesome. Thank you very much for being on the Torchcast, Z.
Yeah, no problem.
That was Z from the FTA, or the U.S.-Korea Free Trade Agreement, who you can catch on Torch Jams at fsutorch.com. What you're hearing now is their song Grindin' on My Body Part 2. This has been the Torchcast. Have a great Thanksgiving, and we'll see you later.
Now we're in the shuttle and things are getting hot. Don't even wanna cuddle. Girl, just stroke my ego, my ego. Yeah. Girl, just stroke my ego, my ego. Now we floating up, hot booty on me. I wanna fall in love, but there ain't no gravity. Grinding on my body and sweating all up on me. Love on each other, but now it's getting weird 'cause we share the same mother.
At 8 o'clock in the morning.